Welcome back. Sorry about that. I started a new video because I pressed stop instead of pause. But to be continued, start on another part of it. So I have been having dreams again lately, and they've been kind of not dark, not joyous, just kind of somewhere in the middle, like detective type stuff, right? And I've also been waking up at 3 in the morning again, you know, same shit around the full moon. Someone's trying to siphon my sacral energy. Way to combat that is sometimes you just gotta get up and go pee it out. Sometimes you get lazy and you don't want to get up and go use a restroom because you don't want to ruin your sleep. But it's probably best if you do because their body's just transmuting that energy. Another one is to drink water, and the last one is just to pray about it. Just pray away, like, and break whatever spell they're trying to cast on you. Because that happened to me a lot during the cycle. There was a lot of siphoning from my sacral energy that put me in a constant mode of survival. Causing, you know, because I was in good shape and I really take care of myself, right? Because I'm current. Am in really good shape and I take care of myself. It wasn't able to affect me as it would somebody who would not be, right? So, your brain uses 40% of your energy, right? Any use of your brain, 40% of your energy automatic. No matter how low the frequency you're on, at least 40%. And some people are already low energy people, vessels, or sources. And to, what's the word? So when you have a person in the middle of you and somebody you could possibly be connected to, that person knows what they're doing when they're telling you different information about you, right? Especially if you're, you know, because it's like to siphon your energy, because the fact that they have your attention with this bullshit is the first part, right? Phase one. The second part is if they are able to get you to believe and or activate on that and on their demand, so to speak. Like when you see the person, then you start saying some shit, you start thinking a certain way. It's a trigger because based off of a wiring that a neural pathway that they place into your mind, right? Whether they had to be consistent with it or only took one time based on your loyalty or your logic, perspective, how easy it is to convince you, this, that, and the third. And and then they'll do it to somebody who's low energy, who is, it's just easier to convince them of their perspective of the hatred or whatnot, and they already don't have enough energy, right, as an entire being, and then they're using 40% of their brain for that, and then they get hit in this situation, right? They become, they start losing stuff, and they don't really know what to do or how to survive because they put their mental resources, their mental energy towards the distortion of another person, right? But yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'll be back to that at some other later point. So yeah, dreams. Starting to actually remember them now, to a degree, and not being able to remember dreams is also a part of. It could be witchcraft, and it also could be like it's not ready to. It's something that's not ready to be revealed yet, but it's like gonna be somewhere in your subconscious, ready to resurface. Because that has been how it has come to me. I don't remember it, but then later on it resurfaced like, hey, that was actually a dream. Because I would have dreams about like aliens and stuff like that. But at sometimes, and then like the synchronicities have been great. Like I've been seeing hummingbirds. I saw I've never seen a beautiful moth, but it was like it was actually beautiful. I was coming in the door and it just like jumps up and flies, and then it just disappears as I'm opening the door. And I'm like, I go bring in groceries and everything like that, and I look in the bathroom sink. It's sitting there chilling in the sink. And it's just like a velvety green and black. It was like a forest green and black. It was just beautiful. And moths are a good symbolism. Yeah. So, and I've been getting so many positive synchronicities. the numbers 333 to it was just 22:22 and the clock is the wrong time, but still it's the fact that it's 22:22 on the clock, which would be what is that, 10:22 p.m. I'll take it. I don't know what time it is now. I don't really have a clock except for on my phone. That will, oh yeah, the 22:22 actually be military time. Yeah, there's all kinds of synchronicities, rainbows, this, that, and the third. And then, there'll be people in your energy, like doing things like hacking your phone, trying to mirror it, see what you see, and then, they'll say something or try to send you a projection that is gaslighting you. Like I would be praying and I would hear somebody yelling out in the street, or maybe they were trying to talk to me telepathically, like, hey, that soulmate ain't coming, that's your divine essence, he ain't coming, or some shit like that. Like I couldn't even talk to God without this person. So I can only imagine the type of karma a person will be getting for trying to interfere in someone's prayers. Yeah, it's probably pretty shitty, but I digress. I was, going through, I couldn't have any personal time. Like, this person was just on me, and I'm like, it was clear that this person had abandonment. Him and a whole bunch of people we recruited had abandonment issues. And me, I've always been, I'm not gonna lie, like, I can come off cold and detached at times, and, but I'm so used to being by myself that it actually has become kind of dangerous to my possible relationships, friendships, and whatnot. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just people are so used to a society of codependency and addictions. I could say that, because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of things that I see that I don't like in certain businesses and certain governmental branches and things like that scream codependency. I'm like, how are we supposed to have well-functioning adults if we are constantly codependent on each other? Like, part of being an adult is being able to hold your own. But yeah, I live in California, right? And one home is nearly impossible for a single person to uphold by themselves, right? You have to basically be living in a studio apartment or a shack. I get it. So that teaches you to be in survival even in a partnership. Like, it's bad to be failing as a team, right? And then people will be failing as a team because you're with somebody that you are basically trauma bonded with, because you can't afford this shit by yourself. I don't ever try to live above my means. If I gotta survive a different way, I'll just survive a different way. But I will maintain my independence and not be codependent on, somebody else paying bills for me, And I do have debts. I'm in a situation where I'm becoming financially free, and I will be paying those off, and I'm very happy about that. And, even if I'm still having to do that shit by myself, I'm cool. As long as I'm not bound to somebody through a contract that says, oh, you need another person basically to have a roof over your head. I'm happy with whatever roof I can get over my head, as long as I can get that roof by my damn self. And like, if I want another person under that roof, it is a choice and not a need. I don't ever want to be with somebody I don't need. Like, to me, that is a trauma bond. It means there is a usage, like, it's a difference between someone providing value in your life and somebody being somebody that you're just here because I need you. It's like, I can't get with that. But yeah, it's a very trauma bond ass situation. But I'm looking at a lot of things, and forgive me, but there's a lot of things I see in the system, and I could be completely left on this, but there's a lot of people who are bosses, owners of corporations, and they have a bunch of shit they really don't even need. And who am I to tell people what to do with their money? But I feel like more time, money, and resources are spent on high turnovers, training, orientations, than there's on actual production, right? Or a significant enough amount that you could pay your employee, they could pay their employees very well, because a well-rested and properly paid employee, because there's no way that you work 40 hours and you should be struggling for a place to stay. Like, maybe And then the rent is like total bullshit. The stipulation, like you have to make 3 times the rent. How about, I don't know, whatever your utility bill is plus twice the rent, 2 times the rent? Well, that would probably be fair. Well, maybe not here, because if you go 2 times the rent here, California, you're really looking at $6,000 a month, roughly, and then 60% of whatever your bills are, and then just to have a little adding, whatever your utility bills are. The utility bills plus 60%, you're looking at about $8,000 a month. That's kind of crazy, and I get it. They're trying to price people out as gentrification to the max. Like, they really want certain people gone, and just like. But then what's happening is it's putting people on, I guess, the outskirts or wherever they go after gentrification happens. Money's coming out from their communities, right? That could have really been coming in had it been affordable, right? Like, there's always a discussion, always a factor of how important the black dollar is, And I'm not sure if that's because our money doesn't stay in our community long, or just like the volume of people, the population of us, right? But we're heavy hitters and financially in different communities, because we'll spend that shit, right? I mean, that's another conversation. But and then they start sending out marketing, or not advertisements that invite us, like they did the whole Black Santa this Christmas and stuff like that. Which was humorous. I'm just like, wow, they didn't even want us shopping in their stores, in those communities. And, I get that certain, propaganda on TV from what people saw, and willful ignorance based on a bias of what you may have seen in real life, or just going based off what you were told to believe. I can see why, but not really, because it's just like, I like to read and study and put myself in the situations, or put myself in somebody else's shoes, right? And try to understand things from other people's perspective. And some of the shit, it's just like, it just doesn't make sense. I understand it, but it still doesn't fucking make sense, right? Ignorance is not bliss to me. Like, ignorance is, sometimes ignorance is not bliss to anybody. It's just like, you just choose that because there is a hatred implanted in you so deep that you refuse to be happy and harmonious in easily avoidable situations. Had you just did your research and like opened your heart, like a lot of people, people who hate have blocked heart chakras. There are blockages for sure, and crown and third eye. And I'm trying not to ramble, because I do that a lot. But life is my favorite teachers, and there's so many variables and dynamics that it's just like, it's hard not to just. So hopefully, I'll make it sense, as I always say. Hopefully some of this is catching. Hopefully somebody's learning from it, pulling from it, and yeah. But yeah, a lot of your character, like you could tell by people's character, they have psychologists or whatnot, and then they have, energy healing. I've been doing some energy healing like crazy here, and I'm just like, everything's just lighter now. The past since yesterday, it's just like, wow. There have been a few people, who have been like maggots in my energy, or tried to be, and it's just like, there's a different kind of power to hold when somebody is trying to antagonize you based on their own fixated view, their own distorted view, based on, things that have a bunch of middlemen, right? Like other people's opinions, and social media, in and of itself, their own perspective, their own biases, right? Instead of keeping an open mind. There's a different kind of power you hold when you just leave them there. And it's not even something I'm doing on purpose. I just don't care for it. I don't have time for it. I got other shit I'm thinking about, like this, like what I just finished talking about, like how to get everybody paid more money and living comfortably, so that there aren't so many people out here doing fuck shit for survival. It's selling their soul instead of having faith in God, that God Most High will make a way, and you open up your crown chakra, and you get some and your solar plexus, and get some creativity from it, and start believing in yourself instead of fuck shit coming into doing fuck shit that's coming from somebody else's pockets. That person will always fill your pockets and your cups instead of you filling your own, and you'll feel that the whole reason for it is to make you codependent and forever make you a servant of whatever demonic attachment that they have, and save himself. I'm gonna leave that here. I know I'm random as hell, but hey, that's how it comes out sometimes. I'm gonna leave it there. Until next time, you guys take care of yourself. Drink water. Make sure you get that time. Take some time to heal yourself. Do some energy work. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. And until next time, I'm gonna try to get on camera more. I always say that, but it'll get there naturally. All right, take care, guys.